Hi, my name is Spencer Regley, and the title of my film is House of AICE.
How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues?
My film follows the typical horror conventions. My group decided to use the general horror techniques by using similar shots and angles and mise-en-scène. We chose to have our antagonist be possessed because it sparks a sense of fear and mystery in the audience. We also filmed at night to add a dark and mysterious mood to the whole environment. We use knives as the weapons for the antagonists in our film because it fits naturally in the setting but makes it that much more threatening for the protagonist. We made sure not to use only dark but also harsh lighting when filming to make the scene seem more stressful and uncomfortable. Lastly, we used music that fits the standards of a regular horror movie. The sounds we added were very loud and daunting. It allows the audience to feel the same emotion as the characters and expect something very frightening to come. Our film depicts the social groups of teenagers with different physical traits. We separated our characters based on their physical appearance, specifically their eye color. In our film, we use the eye color blue for the protagonist and brown eyes for the antagonists, which were obviously the possessed people. Once all the brown-eyed people were possessed, their universal mission was to steal the blue eyes. The whole possessed group completely turned on our protagonist, which can happen with teens when someone has something they wish they had themselves.
How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text?
My group's opening scene gets the audience's attention by appealing to the younger generation. People want to stay and watch our movie because it gets their hearts racing and creates a sense of curiosity about what will happen next. We also used almost all teenagers in this film production, which makes it somewhat more relatable to the younger viewers. It's set in a modern day and starts off with a typical high schooler's night after school. To get this movie into the theaters, I would pitch the idea to a producer who would help give us money to produce and distribute it to the box offices and YouTube. I would market our film on social media such as Snapchat and Instagram, so it would appeal to the younger generation. By doing this, it would put our film out there to become more popular and successful.
How did your production skills develop throughout this project?
Over the course of creating our opening scene, I learned many new things about the production of film. I used different techniques to convey certain messages to the audience. I learned how to film different shots and angles in order to best convey horror. Close-up shots best displayed intense emotion of our actors, so we chose to include some of those. We also used many tracking shots to show some body language and the movements of our characters. I also didn't realize how much lighting and sound could affect a scene. When we first filmed a clip without any added effects, the scene was much duller. However, once we incorporated dark lighting and scary music, I found out how it could alter the meaning of the film. The video was much more entertaining and made much more sense. When we had completed the film, I also got to learn how to upload my opening scene to YouTube for everyone's viewing pleasure. Now I will be able to upload more YouTube videos in the future. The most surprising thing I found out was that it takes a rather long time to film because you have to film every clip several times until you get it just right for that final piece. My whole group had some trouble getting every take just right because we'd have to reset the scene each time. The main thing I really enjoyed, though, was the script writing. I love creative writing, so once the plot was decided, I got to use my imagination to write the storyline of our movie.
How did you integrate technologies in this project?
I integrated a lot of different technologies in the making of this project. We used a website called WordPress, which was something we used to post our blogs to keep people up to date on our filmmaking progress. My group used a MacBook Air and the app iMovie to edit the film and make everything flow smoothly. I also had to upload the opening scene onto YouTube once we finished editing everything. Our group used an iPhone 8 and an iPhone X to film the opening scene. Lastly, I used YouTube to watch many different horror films to help give myself different ideas about how to embed titles into our film. Hey everyone, I'm home. Mom, by the way, my friends are coming over tonight.
Okay.
No, you keep it on me.
Hi, honey. Oh, God, you smell. You should take a shower. Go take a shower before we keep going. Your friends come over.
Landon!
Sir.
Let us in! Let us in!
Let us in!
Thank you for watching.